Are you feeling like your brain just has way too many tabs open? If you're a busy professional or a parent juggling what feels like a million things, you absolutely know that feeling of digital drain. Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise with some super simple micro hacks to help you get your focus back and finally beat that cognitive overload.
So, does this feel familiar? It's that classic feeling, right? 100 tabs open, not on your computer, but in your actual brain. And you know what? It's not just a feeling. Researchers at Stanford actually compare our working memory to a computer's RAM. When it gets overloaded with too many tabs, the whole system just starts to lag. And that lag, it has a huge, huge cost. When we're constantly switching between tasks, multitasking as we love to call it, our productivity can seriously plummet by as much as 40%. That is a massive hit to how effective we are, all because our attention is just being pulled in way too many directions. So, what's actually going on inside our heads?
To really take back control, we've got to understand the science behind our open tabs. And honestly, it boils down to two really key concepts. Okay, first up is something called cognitive load. The easiest way to think about it is like the mental bandwidth you have at any given moment. Every single task, every notification, every little decision, it all uses up a piece of that bandwidth. And when you overload it, just like a computer, your ability to think clearly just slows to a crawl. Now, the second piece of this puzzle is attention residue. Have you ever switched from answering an email back to working on a report, but you find a part of your brain is just still stuck on that email? Yep, that's attention residue. It's like a little ghost of the last task that hangs around and just fragments your focus. It completely stops you from being fully present in what you're doing now. So when you put all of this together, the effect is just staggering. The global cost of lost productivity from all this task switching and attention residue, it's estimated to be around $450 billion every single year. This isn't just a personal problem, you guys. It's a massive economic one. But there is a really powerful mindset that can help us fight back. And that brings us to the core philosophy for our solution, the digital minimalism mindset. Now, this isn't about rejecting technology at all. Nope. It's about using it intentionally so that it supports our values instead of just draining our energy. The author Cal Newport, who really popularized this whole idea, he says it best. The goal is simple. Find calm by being intentional. It's all about quality over quantity. So the big question is, how do we actually do that? Our very first hack is all about controlling that fire hose of information that's constantly coming at us. We need to tame our inputs. And the biggest offender here, of course, is notifications. I want you to really think about this for a second. Every single buzz, ping, or pop-up can completely derail your concentration. Research shows it can take up to 23 minutes to fully get back on track after just one interruption. That's the real cost of just a quick peek at your phone. It's wild. So, how do you take back control? Here's a super simple checklist. Start with what I call the 10 notification rule. If an app is sending you more than 10 a day, it's time to go into settings. Mute accounts that aren't essential and batch your alerts so you only check them at set times. You can even automate this whole thing using AI life hacks from services like WorkLifeOS that let technology manage the noise for you. So once you've cut down on all that incoming noise, the next hack is to create a structure for deep, uninterrupted work. Let's look at one of the most effective and honestly simplest methods for doing just that. It's called the Pomodoro technique, and its beauty is really in its simplicity. You just work and focus 25-minute sprints with short breaks in between. This method is so incredibly effective because it works with our brain's natural rhythms of intense focus followed by rest. It's a game changer for fighting mental fatigue and that annoying attention residue. And hey, this isn't just some nice theory. The data absolutely backs it up. As you can see here, studies found that using the Pomodoro technique boosted self-reported focus levels from an average of 6.2 all the way up to an 8.5 out of 10. That's the power of creating intentional structure for your attention. All right, we've managed our time, we've managed our focus. Now let's talk about our digital environments. Because just like a messy physical desk, a cluttered digital space creates a ton of stress and friction. So it's time for a quick digital audit. Go through your phone and just delete any apps you haven't used in months. Tidy up that desktop. Trust me, fewer icons really do mean less mental clutter. And for your browser, you have got to try the one-tab rule. There's an extension that consolidates all your open tabs into one simple list. And finally, be absolutely ruthless with that unsubscribe button. Now, to make this whole thing sustainable, you don't have to do it all at once. That would be overwhelming. Instead, create a simple little schedule for yourself. Spend a few minutes every day clearing junk mail, and then maybe do a deeper clean weekly or monthly. This approach turns what feels like a huge task into a simple, manageable habit.
Okay, I know we've covered a lot, but I really want to leave you with something you can do right now. I mean, in the next 5 minutes, to get an immediate sense of control and calm. Here it is, your 5-minute digital reset. First, pick 3 apps that distract you the most and just mute their notifications. Go. Second, hit that one tab button and clear out your browser chaos. Third, pick one important task, set a 25-minute timer, and just begin. Doing these 3 simple things will give you an instant productivity boost and that amazing feeling of accomplishment.
And that brings us to the most important question of all. This isn't just about being more productive for the sake of it. It's about what you do with that focus you get back. So as you start reclaiming your time from all these digital distractions, what meaningful work, relationships, or hobbies are you going to pour that energy into? Thanks for tuning in.